Alright, hey everyone, and welcome to the finale of A Realm Reborn, where we got a very, very abrupt ping in the Hunt Discord that Behemoth had finally spawned. The second and final world boss of A Realm Reborn. We were not aware of it spawning until like 4 minutes before it finished, before the fate ended. I'm checking here, creating a party finder so that we can get a group together, since groups will be more likely to actually get good rewards out of fates, out of world boss fates. Hopefully people join the group. This is all going to be post-commentary. I did not have time to set up a actual voice recording when this ping happened. It was, I'm not kidding, extremely abrupt. I was waiting on another server where it was about as likely to spawn, and nobody was checking this server apparently, unfortunately. Alright, behold now Behemoth. In Kurth's Central Highlands, the legendary Behemoth has left its mountaintop dominion to hunt, and we are his prey. Gather your blades and your wits and pray to the 12 for strength, for you will need it to quell the beast's infinite rage. Behemoth will appear near Snowcloak, right near a little Ishgardian camp, where you can actually do some triple triad. On the other server I was waiting on, I was actually just sitting there, had a nice G pose ready to open up the episode whenever Behemoth spawned, and then no, he decided to spawn on this server instead. Alright, thankfully we've got people hopping in. Behemoth, the first phase is not too difficult. It's going to start going a little bit faster as more people join in. I don't remember there being too many particular mechanics to worry about, but let me actually pull up the Console Games Wiki to see what they have documented for its mechanics. I think most of the mechanics come in the second phase of Behemoth. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's not too many notes on the first phase. In fact, there's basically no notes on the first phase. So let's hop on over to the second phase notes. Actually, yeah, no. Basically, all of these, not too worried about going over them right now, since they're not going to come up at all until the second phase. Seems like for this first phase, he's just basic auto attacks. Occasionally, some big AOE's that we need to dodge, but not too big of a deal. Ah, good. Okay, never mind. He has Charybdis. Lovely. Charybdis spawns a giant maelstrom in the field. It's only there for a short time before disappearing. It's just big-ass tornado. Get the hell out of it and don't walk into it. But yeah, no, looks like Behemoth really doesn't have all that much going on in the first phase. You may notice that the Fate completion bar is filling up much faster than Behemoth's health bar is draining. That is because for this first phase, all we need to do is drain Behemoth to half health. Once Behemoth hits that 50% mark, we'll move on to phase 2. Alright, we're almost there, so I'll go ahead and leave it to finish. Figured it'd be appropriate to go in as Dragoons, since we are currently wards of House Fortom, hiding out in Camp Dragonhead, thanks to Harshafat. Would at the very least be a kind favor to them to help them deal with their little Behemoth issue, and going in as Ishgard's local job, the Dragoon. Alright, first phase done. Behemoth is on the run. We can't hurt it right now, so we just need to keep chasing it. Off to the north. And into Behemoth's domain. We're just gonna sit close by, keep following this big beastie. And they will lead us right to their home. I guess Behemoth decided that the hunt was not worth it when we started to actually do some damage to it. Also, the Ramu music is a very interesting choice. Thank you, horse. He taketh it with his eyes. The Behemoth has taken flight back to its dominion. Make chase and finish the legendary beast once and for all. This is where the fight gets a little bit more interesting. There are 5 mechanics listed on the Console Games Wiki, so I'm going to go over those real quick. First off is Charybdis, which we saw earlier. Charybdis is just summon a big tornado, a big maelstrom to the field. Don't step into it, get out of it, stay safe. Heave will rush foes, dealing blunt damage to targets in a frontal cone, so unless you're the tank, stay behind him so you don't get hit with that heave attack. Phantom Orb releases a ball of cold, dealing ice damage to foes. I would imagine we would want to get away from that orb when it spawns, but we'll have to see how it actually works if it happens. Thunderbolt. Behemoth summons lightning strikes in a small area in front of him. I think I did see this attack go off a moment ago. Again, just stand behind the boss and that shouldn't be too big of an issue. And Trounce. Behemoth charges forward, dealing massive damage on a conal AoE. We got Maelstroms incoming. We got a lot of Maelstroms incoming. Ooh. So yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Largely just stay behind Behemoth so that you're not getting hit with those big attacks. That's Trounce. Okay, it's more of a body slam. Got it. Alright, this is going much faster. You may notice by looking at the party list that none of us are synced to level 50. As with the Odin World boss, also in A Realm Reborn, the level sync for world bosses for A Realm Reborn is level 70, which is very unique. Eventually, the level sync for later expansions world bosses does become that expansion's level cap. They eventually stop capping you to like 20 levels above the boss, because they start balancing the bosses a little bit differently in later expansions. But it is appreciated for here because it makes it a lot more viable to fight this boss with a much smaller party, since Behemoth, the rewards for fighting Behemoth actually aren't all that great. There's a few things you can snag, but not that much. We'll go over those briefly. We'll just briefly skim over them once we have finished off Behemoth. But I'm looking at the list right now, and I see 2 glamour pieces of glamour gear that don't actually do all that much. I guess they're item level 50, but they're mostly just glamour gear, since item level 50 is kind of way behind where we're at right now. There's also a few Behemoth-style pieces of equipment. There's a helmet and a mask, and a few weapons that you can pick up. And apparently there's also even a, you can also even craft a piece of decoration for your housing out of Behemoth if you want. Well, we'll show that briefly in a little bit. I'm not actually going to grab anything. But yeah, Behemoth going down nice and easily. We've got a ton of chocobos out here to help speed it up, take it down a little bit faster. Definitely have your chocobos on hand when fighting these world bosses because, well, they don't do much. They do a lot more than nothing. They're not going to be the biggest source of DPS, but they are extra DPS. Oh god, right! It also has an Enrage where it summons a goddamn ecliptic meteor at the end. Good luck surviving that. Alright, our reward for getting gold raining against Behemoth is 5 Behemoth horns. Ha! Almost forgot about ecliptic meteor. Alright, let's go ahead and head back to Mordona so we can, check out those actual rewards you can get from those Behemoth horns. I believe you get 5 for gold, 1 for silver, and the wiki does not list how many you get for bronze, probably nothing. Alright, we are going to keep our heads down, take a look at the loot, and then get the hell out of there so we don't get in trouble since, presumably, people are on the hunt for us right now in Mordona. We can just consider this trip back to Mordona non-canon, if we need to. But you trade with Elena over here with uncanny knickknacks, and our rewards available are Thundercloud, Behemoth Knives, Heavy Behemoth Helm, Behemoth Mask, Pixie Earrings, and Ring of Lasting Shelter are all the possible rewards you can get from fighting Behemoth. You can also get Behemoth Pelts and trade those in to upgrade other pieces of equipment into the replica Behemoth equipment, which basically just acts as glamour gear. But yeah, that's about it for the rewards. I'm not going to grab any of that. It's all item level 50 stuff. It's not that great in terms of stats, though I didn't exactly take a look at the stats, admittedly. So let's get out of here. Let's flee back to Kurthus where we are safe. And that is going to be about it for A Realm Reborn. That was the last thing we had to cover, so with that, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it will finally be time for Heaven's Word. I will see everyone next time for the next expansion. I'm so excited.